Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय युगधर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद ऐसे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री। We welcome everyone. So today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, verse number 46. We'll start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। तो श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 5 चैप्टर 14 टेक्स्ट नंबर 46. So this is a prose verse, so we will chant the shloka. Ya idam bhagavata sabha jitavadata गुणकर्मणो राजर्षेर् भरतस्यानुचरितम् स्वस्त्ययनम् आयुष्यं धन्यं यशस्यं स्वर्गापवर्ग्यं वानुशृणोति आख्यास्यति अभिनन्दति च सर्वा एवाशिष आत्मना आशास्ते न कंचन परत इति। य इदं भागवता सभाजिता वदाता गुणकर्मणो राजर्षेर् भरतस्यानुचरितम् स्वस्त्ययनम् आयुष्यं धन्यं यशस्यं स्वर्गापवर्ग्यं वानुशृणोति आख्यास्यति अभिनन्दति च सर्वा एवाशिष आत्मना आशास्ते न काञ्चन परत इति। Ya idam bhagavata sabhajita vadata gunakarmano rajarser bharatasyanucharitam swastyainam ayushyam dhanyam yashasyam sargapavargyam vanushrunoti akyasyati abhinandati cha sarvayevashisha atmana ashaste na kanchana parata iti. Ya idam bhagavata sabhajita vadata gunakarmano rajarsher bharatasyanucharitam swastyainam ayushyam dhanyam yashasyam sargapavargyam vanushrunoti akyasyati abhinandati cha sarvayeva shisha atmana ashaste na kanchana paratayiti. Any Vaishnavis? Okay, we'll read word to word meaning. Ya, anyone who, idam, this, Bhagavata, by exalted devotees, Sabhajita, greatly worshipped, Avadata, pure, Guna, those qualities, Karmanaha, and activities, Rajarshe, of the great saintly king, Bharatasya, of Bharat Maharaj, Anucharitam, the narration, Swasthayanam, the abode of auspiciousness, Ayushyam, which increases one's duration of life, Dhanyam, increases one's fortune, Yashasyam, bestows reputation, Svargya, gives promotion to the higher planetary systems. The goal of the karmis, Apavargyam, gives liberation from this material world and enables one to merge into the Supreme. The goal of the jnanis, Va, or Anushrunoti, always hears, following the path of devotional service. Akyasyati, describes for the benefit of others. Abhinandati, glorifies the characteristics of devotees and the Supreme Lord. Cha, and Sarva, all, Eva, certainly, Ashishaha, blessings, Atmanaha, for himself, Ashaste, he achieves, Na, not, Kanchana, anything, Parataha, from anyone else, Iti, thus. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Devotees interested in hearing and chanting Shravanam, Kirtanam regularly discuss the pure characteristics of Bharat Maharaj and praise his activities. If one submissively hears and chants about the all auspicious Bharat Maharaj Bharat, one's lifespan and material opulences certainly increase. One can become very famous and easily attain promotion to the heavenly planets, or attain liberation by merging into the existence of the Lord. Whatever one desires, one can be attained simply by hearing, chanting, and glorifying the activities of Maharaj Bharat. In this way, one can fulfill all his material and spiritual desires. One does not have to ask anyone else for these things, for simply by studying the life of Maharaj Bharat, one can attain all desirable things. Purport. The forest of material existence is summarized in this 14th chapter. The word Bhavatavi refers to the path of material existence. The merchant is the living entity who comes to the forest of material existence to try to make money for sense gratification. The six plunderers are the senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, and mind. The bad leader is diverted intelligence. Intelligence is meant for Krishna consciousness, but due to material existence, we divert all our intelligence to achieve material facilities. Everything belongs to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But due to our perverted mind and senses, we plunder the property of the Lord and engage in satisfying our senses. The jackals and tigers in the forest are our family members, and the herbs and creepers are our material desires. The mountain cave is our happy home, and the mosquitoes and serpents are our enemies. The rats, beasts, and vultures are different types of thieves who take away our possessions. And the Gandharva Pura is the phantasmagoria of the body and home. The willow of the wisp is our attraction for gold and its color. And material residence and wealth are the ingredients for our material enjoyment. The whirlwind is our attraction for our wife, and the dust storm is our blinding passion experienced during sex. The demigods control the different directions, and the cricket is the harsh words spoken by our enemy during our absence. The owl is the person who directly insults us, and the impious tree are impious men. The waterless river represents atheists who give us trouble in this world and the next. The meat-eating demons are the government officials, and the pricking thorns are the impediments of material life. The little taste experienced in sex is our desire to enjoy another's wife, and the flies are the guardians of women, like the husband, father-in-law, mother-in-law, and so forth. The creeper itself is woman in general. The lion is the wheel of time, and the herons, crows, and vultures are so-called demigods, pseudo-swamis, yogis, and incarnations. All of these are too insignificant to give one relief. The swans are the perfect brahmanas, and the monkeys are the extravagant Sudras engaged in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. The trees of the monkeys are our households, and the elephant is ultimate death. Thus, all the constituents of material existence are described in this chapter. This is Canto 5, Chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Forest of Enjoyment. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 5th canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Material World as the Great Forest of Enjoyment. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. I seek blessings of all the devotees assembled here to speak something of value in our lives. So this is the discussion of around maybe several months it would have been taken to discuss the story of Bharat Maharaj, where it is concluded in today's section, the story of Bharat Maharaj. This chapter is entitled as The Forest of Enjoyment. We hear another forest, right? In 10th canto, when we go, there is a forest, Vrindavan forest, where Radha and Krishna, they are doing so many wonderful leelas. Krishna is entering daily into Vrindavan and playing with all his friends in Vrindavan, and nicely they are celebrating. And all the Vrajavasis, they are all happily celebrating in the Vrindavan. Right? Krishna daily, it is like mentioned as Nityotsavam. Right? So Vrindavan is a place where every living entity, they don't experience any envy, they don't experience any miseries, they are completely in love with the Lord. So that is Vrindavan, that is described in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But to enter into that Vrindavan, before gaining access to Vrindavan, Bhagavatam is taking us through this forest of material enjoyment. Right? Forest of enjoyment. Because to enter into that Vrindavan where we can experience the sweetness of the Lord, with reciprocation with the Lord, we need to understand the nature of this material existence, where we are living. What is this forest? Before entering that forest of Vrindavan. So that is what this complete chapter described about different, like Bharat Maharaj is giving different analogies to describe how miserable this forest of material enjoyment is. So many ways, so many allegories, people undergo all those miseries he is experiencing. Right? So Bharat Maharaj is a great king. If you see our land, We say Bharat. From where it came? It came from the name of this Bharat Maharaj whom we are discussing. See, although he is the emperor of this entire world, he is the ruler of this entire world, still he gave up everything and he entered into forest to perform tapasya, to attain the Lord. There he is worshipping the Lord very sincerely. Bharat Maharaj story, if you see, it is a story of a sadhaka, like how a sadhaka progresses in his devotional service. That story is very nicely depicted in the story of Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj, it is mentioned in other scriptures, in Vishnu Purana, other scriptures, that Bharat Maharaj always used to chant the holy names of the Lord wherever he is there. So he is like completely like engaged in chanting the holy names while ruling the kingdom. So, and in the previous chapters also it was mentioned, Bharat Maharaj, while doing yajnas also, he is a ruler of the king. What he used to do? He used to like call all the priests, and they used to like king has many responsibilities, right? Our great devotees like Ambarish Maharaj and Bharat Maharaj, so they are ruling the kingdom, but they are engaging all the priests in performing yajnas. They are engaged in performing devotional service. That's how they engaged in their life. And completely they became detached, and completely they went to, like Bharat Maharaj left everything and went to the forest. But there it was mentioned that while he was worshipping the Shaligram Shila in Gandaki, near Gandaki river, tears were flowing from his eyes. He was in the stage of bhava, completely experiencing all the ecstasies of the Lord. So we know at that time this deer has come and he was kind of diverted. So he has experiencing tears while worshipping the Lord. But when the deer came, he became so attached to that deer that he was feeling all the all whatever feelings he has towards the Lord. Now he is experiencing that towards the deer. Right? In this world, attachment is such a thing that we can direct our attachment. If we don't direct our attachment to the Lord, then we like are he has like he we may forget where to direct our attachment, and we may forget direct our attachment to different things which may not. He is actually wanted to help the deer, but that help did not means he just simply wanted to help, but it did not stop at that time. It increased, right? His attachment got increased. Generally, the main obstacle for the sadhakas is false pride. Generally, we think we are the doers, or we think we are the deliverers, right? So, like our false pride, our ahankara, where that ahankara is basically, it manifests in different ways. Sometimes that ahankara manifests in the mood of enjoyment, right? Sometimes it manifests in the mood of, I am the person who is kind of benefiting all others. So Bharat Maharaj, he kind of forget that he has to perform devotional service, and he like internally convinced, oh, like he has his reasoning also, that Lord will be pleased if I benefit this deer. So like that he was kind of serving. And he forgot in such a way that like when deer is walking, he is thinking that, oh, this earth is so purified because my deer is walking. And he's seeing at the moon and seeing some spots in the moon and thinking, oh dear, like moon has taken you or what, like that he was thinking. Right? He was gone into such a mad, and he is worshipping. While worshipping the Lord, he is offering some things to the Lord and seeing whether my deer has come or not. His consciousness is towards the deer only. Right? So completely he was kind of diverted in that way. But at the time of is leaving his body, because he is remembering that deer only, he attained the body of a deer. So we hear from Bhagavad Gita that whatever form we remember at the time of death, we will attain that form. So he has attained that form. But in the body of deer, because the Lord, because he is performing devotional service, the Lord has kept that devotion aspect. He did not remove. And this is the aspect of bhakti, that the Lord never remove the past devotional service once done. Lord, one of the main quality of the Lord is Krutajna. He is very grateful for the services rendered by his devotees. So Bharat Maharaj, like the Lord's way of some acharyas, they say why Bharat Maharaj, although in the stage of bhava, he has to deviate. He has to deviate. Some acharyas say the Lord performs these obstacles so that the longing for the devotees increases. That's the main reason he kind of, like we can see in the case of Indradumna also, that obstacle came. Indradumna Maharaj is performing some tapasya, and like Agastya Rishi has come, and he did not kind of recognized because he was absorbed, and Agastya Rishi has cursed him to become an elephant. He became Gajendra. So, but in the Gajendra, when the time of some danger came, he very intensely chanted the prayers that he has remembered in his previous life, right? So many times the samskaras, devotees, like sometimes we hear some people easily get attracted to devotional service, right? So that is because somewhere in previous lives they have that samskaras which connected to devotional service, and when the opportunity comes, they immediately got attracted. They immediately get attracted and become very serious in their devotional service, right? So like we can see that, but here this deer, in the form of deer, he was kind of repenting completely. So this in the form of deer, he was so repenting. So in general, if we see the progress of a sadhaka, like all our acharyas in different ways, they always mention this is the different process of devotional service to progress. Generally, when we chant or when we take devotional service, all our processes are so powerful. Our chanting process, like it is mentioned, if we chant one holy name can award all the benedictions we want. It can award prema also, right? And when we take darshan of the Lord's glance is such a powerful thing that we can immediately attain so many feelings when we take darshan, right? All our processes, whatever Prabhupada has given, chanting process, Kirtan, taking darshan, deity worship, hearing Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam, they are such a potent processes, they can immediately elevate us. But the only reason that we don't experience immediately is because we commit offenses, right? So these offenses are the things that will kind of guard us. These are things that are preventing us from to experience the love of Godhead, that what we are experiencing. So these offenses, like some of these, like we hear that commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy names, right? So many offenses are there, and one of the offense, like one of these things is kind of diverting from devotional service, right? So deviation. When sadhaka, when we come into the practice of bhakti, we hear what is the goal. Our goal is kind of fixed. We need to achieve the service to the Lord, love for the Lord, Vrindavan Prema, Vraja. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially came to give that Vraja Prema, love in Vrindavan forest. But that is the goal. To achieve, we need to practice sadhana, right? So that's what Bharat Maharaj also did, sadhana. But the first obstacles that will come in the process of sadhana are the external obstacles, like in the form of sense gratification, other deviations, offenses, criticizing other devotees. So all these kind of offenses that stop us from progressing. So we need to be very careful in guarding our sadhana with not committing these offenses. This is like a overall boundary with which we have to operate. So that is like not going from deviation like Bharat Maharaj. So he is repenting. So whenever we do some mistakes, all these committing offenses, we need to repent and again start practicing this devotional service seriously. So that is the only way. So that's what Bharat Maharaj, in the form of deer, he was completely remembered. So this is like one way safely to progress from Anartha Nivritti to the Nishta stages. Always keep guarding ourselves from the boundary of Anarthas. The more we like these Anarthas are the these offenses are the one which is stopping us from going progress. When we stop committing offenses and start sincerely practicing, we will cross over Anartha Nivritti and come to the stage of Nishta. So if we see our scriptures, right? If we see Upadeshamrita, the way Rupa Goswami gave these 11 shlokas, Vacho Vegam, Manasakrodha Vegam. First things what he addressed is Atyahara Prayasascha Prajalpo Nimagara Janasangascha Laulyamcha Shadbir Bhaktir Vinashyati. If you do all these things, our bhakti will reduce. But we have to do Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya, Tattat, Karma Pravartana, Sangatyaga, Sato Vritte, Shadbir Bhaktir Prasidhyati. All the positive things we eagerly, enthusiastically we should do. So simultaneously avoiding negative things and doing the positive things. So these are the things that will make us our bhakti on track. So that we progress from Anartha Nivritti to Nishta stage, so that we can experience the Lord. So that whenever we commit mistake, as in the form of deer, Bharat Maharaj is repenting, and so we also need to understand where we are committing mistakes in our life, and we have to rectify all those mistakes. So Bharat Maharaj, he was given again one more chance. In the life of deer, in the previous shloka it was mentioned, while at the time of quitting his body also he is chanting the names of the Lord. So as soon as he recognized himself that I have committed mistake, he rectified his situation again. He left his home and went to the sadhus in a ashram, and he was, even in the body of deer, he was remembering the Lord, and at the time of death he was chanting the names of the Lord. Right? So it was like yesterday Prabhuji was mentioning, even elephant Gajendra and this deer, both are animals, but they could chant the names of the Lord at the time of death. So this is like, sometimes we think like there is a chanting where like sometimes holy name descends. It's not that we are chanting and we are like, we kind of praying to the Lord. So, but it's like the holy name is appearing on our hearts and tongue. It's like Aindra Prabhu, one time he mentions that when there is some danger, holy name is a person. It will come and save us. So like that, he kind of narrates one story where he is in some danger. That time, holy name, like one mystic was doing some kind of mystical things on him to give suffering. So at that time, he experienced that holy name came to him and kind of saved. It's not that like holy name descends on the person who is devotee. And like that, this holy name even in the body of deer, he was able to chant. This he is offering this Narayanaya Hare Namayati Udaram. Like that he is offering. Right? So like holy name can descend at any point of time. In that way, the deer could chant. That's what last verse is saying. And then he became Jada Bharata, right? Jada Bharata, in the form of Jada Bharata, like internally he is experiencing, oh, I missed the chance in the last life. He is a Jati Smara. Jati Smara means who remembers his previous lives. Right? So internally he knows, I had a connection with the Lord, and he is in that stage now, but he is repenting. I should not commit any more mistake like previously I have committed. He's so conscious that he is behaving as if he doesn't know anything, like a dumb person, right? So in that way, his all his relatives kind of did not take care, and he's moving. But he was like internally completely absorbed in his consciousness, because he has that feeling that he knows what is bhakti, right? So sometimes when we have, like when we come into bhakti, when we start practicing bhakti, we experience some taste, because Krishna, when we are chanting or performing devotional service, Krishna gives taste, right? So, and because of that, we continue, but slowly, it is like, as we are mentioning the progress of a sadhaka, Upadeshamrita, these are mentioned. Even in other scriptures like Madhurya Kadambini also, the initial stages when we start, there is utsaha, lot of enthusiasm will be there. But after some time, that enthusiasm may dampen, because like just like students, when he understanding subject, he is very enthusiastic initially, but after some time, that enthusiasm doesn't stand because subject is difficult. So he again loses. But he still, when he continues, because he experienced that initial state, initial taste in bhakti, that experience always lingers in the mind. So he will continue his process. Slowly he avoids these obstacles. So like that, Bharat Maharaj, he has experience of that taste and he knows. So while continuing, he remembered all that taste and he doesn't want to deviate now. He doesn't want to commit any mistake. So he is not taking any chances. So like the person who crosses anadhanivritti, nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhava, when he is experiencing internal taste, connection with Krishna, he is so fixed up that he doesn't want to deviate, he doesn't want to reduce that taste. And so he is like very respectfully, carefully, he is taking shelter of the Lord in the form of Jada Bharata. And the progress, if we see in Upadeshamrita also, we have to avoid external offenses. But to progress in devotional service, Rupa Goswami mentions, Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Adarat Anudinat. He says, we respectfully chant the holy names every day, every single day. With Adarat, he uses the word Adarat, means with very respectfully we have to chant. That's what Rupa Goswami says to achieve. Next he tells about how we have to stay in Vraja internally or in the living condition. But the progress is, generally we guard ourselves from all the offenses, but to experience higher taste, we have to somehow develop that affection, longing for the Lord. That longing and affection, when develops, that's where we can go into higher stages of Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava. That's what the progress in all our scriptures, right? So even Manasiksha also, if we see, there also all the external things, what we should do, what we should not do, all the things that are mentioned. And then when we progress, when we start following all those things, the another great obstacle that comes in the life of a sadhaka is that I am a great devotee. That feeling of I am great devotee, or that kind of pride will come. So because of that, that is an obstacle in the process of devotional service. So one has to cross that obstacle also. Same thing is mentioned even in Madhurya Kadambini also. Right? There are 6 stages of crossing anadhanivritti to comes to the nature of Nishta. So one goes to one stage when he is steadily performing devotional service. So all devotees will observe, oh, this person is nicely performing devotional service day in and day out. So everyone start respecting the devotee. So because of that, there is tarangarangini, the waves of glorification will come. So that glorification will come. So that person needs to understand, this is not my goal. I have to cross this tarangarangini. I have to connect myself with the Lord. So when he crosses that stage of tarangarangini, where obstacle of fame comes, then he comes to the stage of nishta. Right? So here Jada Bharata is very careful. No one should respect me. He is behaving. He doesn't want respect from anyone. He is behaving in such a way that he is behaving as if he is a fool. And whoever is treating him anyway, he is behaving like that. Someone is taking, oh, he is a fool. He can guard this field. So he is going there. And someone is taking, oh, he can be offered as a yajna sacrifice, and he is going there. And someone is asking him to carry palanquin, and he is going to carry, right? Because he is not at all caring for external recognition, because he is internally fixed. He wants to, he's like fixed, and he want to achieve the Lord. That is his only goal. He never ever deviated from that, because he learned that lesson in the previous section where he wanted to save some deer and he got diverted, right? So that false ego he did not allow again. So he did not learn. So that is the main obstacle for the sadhaka, false ego, where recognition, fame, when it starts coming, he has to understand these are all externals. This will not remain. I have to progress in bhakti, right? So that's what Jada Bharata continued. And then when a great king like Rahugana came, he started preaching him. Right? He did not preach to his. He did not preach to other family members, but he gave his association. So different people are in different modes. For them, he elevated in different waves, different ways. His family members, he gave his association. And then this Rahugana is a pious king who is the ruler of this entire world. So he is in Sattvaguna. And when he saw he is a proper candidate who can take his instructions, he started giving his instructions. Right? Previously did not give instructions to other people. So Rahugana, he is, because he saw potential, so he kind of instructed. So that's where Rahugana asked several questions, and Jada Bharata gave all those instructions. And in this chapter, especially Prabhupada, in his purport, he has kind of mentioned how the day initially to start bhakti, we require some detachment is required, right? As I mentioned, to enter into forest of Vrindavan, where there is bliss, one needs to cross through this forest of material enjoyment. One needs to understand what is this material enjoyment, how much miseries are there. Sometimes we can, like, there is a way we can hear and understand, or we can experience and understand, right? If someone hears and understand, then he will be saved, much more time will be saved. But as someone waits to experience, they have to undergo this struggle of material existence. So that's what forest of material enjoyment, which is this chapter entitled everything mentioned. So in this way he preached to Rahugana, and Rahugana understood, being a king, what is this forest of material enjoyment, right? Ambarish Maharaj, when he is ruling this whole world, he is a devotee. So it is mentioned, when describing about Ambarish Maharaj, it is mentioned that Ambarish Maharaj, although he is the ruler of 7 continents, all these 7 dvipas, but he understands that everything is a temporary. So in that way, he is completely focusing on 9 processes of devotional service. So that should be the mood of a person. So like Rahugana understood, and immediately he also perfected his life by following Bharat Maharaj instructions. And Bharat Maharaj, if we see, although he converted the king of the entire continent, of entire world, he did not stay there. He again left. Right? So now I have converted the king of this world into a devotee. Now he will preach. Now I will be the guru of this king. Like, he did not have any attachments. Right? He learned his lesson from previous life, and he is continuously, like, he is fixed in his devotional service. He went back to Godhead. Right? In this way, he preached to Rahugana, but he did not get attached to there, and he achieved his goal of achieving the Lord in his this Jada Bharat life. In this way, when we cross over these obstacles of fame, recognition, and then as mentioned, and when we lovingly chant the holy names and perform devotional service with longing mood, oh, I only need the Lord, I don't want any other thing. So that's when we cross over these obstacles and connect. We'll be able to connect with the Lord. So that's what all our scriptures like Manasiksha, Upadeshamrita, and like the Madhurya Kadambani. So the same progress they are mentioning. Initially, we have to guard against all the offenses and do whatever is required for bhakti and avoid all the negative things. Then we are kind of in the fold of bhakti. Then, as we slowly progress, Lord will slowly start revealing. Then the mood of longing should be developed. With that mood of longing, I need to connect with the Lord. When external fame and other things comes, one should not go towards that fame, but longing should develop and connect with the Lord. With that way, one will achieve the Lord. That's the story of success of Bharat Maharaj. That's why in this shloka it is mentioned, whoever studies, hears about Bharat Maharaj, they will get all the material enjoyments. And sometimes Bhagavatam gives some material benedictions also, so that people will, it is like a hook, right? People will receive whatever they want, but at the same time they will also receive the bhakti sukriti. By that they can slowly progress and can achieve the Lord also, right? Material benedictions also will come by following bhakti, by hearing chanting, but ultimately the Lord acts in such a way that he will ultimately benefit the soul by becoming devotee. So in this way, Bharat Maharaj is a glorious activities, the glorious devotee, how one will become devotee, those are all mentioned in this chapter. So in this way, this forest of material enjoyment chapter is mentioned, and the life of Bharat Maharaj is concluded here. So we'll stop here. Thank you everyone for giving this opportunity. Hare Krishna. If anyone wants to add or anything. जय रंद्रा श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।